This clip is brought to you by Patriots Law Group. My name is Michael Lyons, a Maryland licensed attorney and one of the founders of Patriots Law Group. For anyone not familiar with Patriots Law Group, we are a firm focused on meeting the legal needs of the military community. After helping many service members and their families, we have found that sometimes all the military community needs is help finding forms and some basic information to fill them out. The rest of the process can be navigated with free on-base legal assistance attorneys. In those types of cases, we believe it is our duty to help the military community avoid unnecessary attorney's fees and costs, and therefore have created this and other videos to empower the military community. This video is intended to provide information about starting a new Maryland child custody case. So first, a quick disclaimer. The information in this video is current as of 10 November 2023. The information has been provided for information purposes only and may not be appropriate for all legal situations. No attorney-client relationship is intended or may be claimed because of this video. If you have a specific question related to a real-world family law matter, you are strongly advised to speak with a licensed Maryland attorney. If you wish to obtain specific legal advice from a PLG attorney, please visit our website at www.patriotslaw.com or call 301-952-9000 to schedule a consult. All right, so let's get started. Again, this video is intended to provide basic information about where to locate and how to complete the initial filings necessary to obtain the initial custody order in Maryland. And by initial, I mean if you already have a child custody order that's established by Maryland or any other state, then the process for that is going to be different than what's discussed in this video. That's going to be a modification. Upon the completion and filing of the following forms, absent some special circumstances, the court will open a new legal proceeding to establish the child custody order. So there are 4 forms that we're going to review here, and those are listed in this slide. Those 4 forms are what you need to file to begin the case. Please note, this video does not address the following topics, which are case-specific and require legal analysis beyond the scope of this video. Those would be jurisdiction, residency, venue, service of process. All of these are important issues that must be considered before filling out and filing the forms addressed in this video. All right, so to get the forms necessary, you need to go to Maryland Court's website. The link is listed on the screen, and you can find this at www.courts.state.md.us. You can also Google Maryland family law forms, and that will typically bring you to this website as well. I'm going to click on the hyperlink, which takes us to the website. And this is what the website looks like. To find the forms, you're going to go to e-services, which is in the toolbar, and it's in the center. And you're going to come over to the left where it says Court Forms. Click on Court Forms, and that will bring you to this page. Now, you'll see that there's, under the Court Forms search, you'll see there's a link for all Maryland court forms and also a link for juvenile and family law forms. It's actually my advice to go to all, because when you file the family law forms, a few of those other forms, so of the 4, are general forms which would not be found in the family law section. So going to the all Maryland court forms for this video is what we will do. So I just clicked on that link. In the search bar, you can either search the number that I had on the slide before, or you can search, as you see I've done in the past, custody. That will bring you to all the forms related to custody. You'll see there's a complaint for custody, counterclaim dealing with custody, how to enforce an out-of-state order, how to modify. For the purposes of this video, we're going to focus on the complaint for custody, which is used when you are seeking the very first order establishing custody. And you'll notice here it's CCDR004 as listed on the first slide. So I just clicked on that. And for the purposes of this video, we're just going to look at the pieces of this form that sometimes trip people up. Everything else is pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. So the first thing oftentimes people miss is this bar right here. This is a drop-down bar where you'll fill in the county that you're filing in. And the other piece that sometimes trip people up is this section 4. Here you need to list for the last 5 years, so starting with basically the time you're filling out the form and moving back 5 years, listing each place, giving the dates that began and ended the residency, the city and the state, and the names and current addresses of all the persons with whom the children lived. So the current addresses is something that you may need to track down if you've had prior roommates or other people that lived in your home besides just you and your children. But you need to complete for all 5 years. All their information on this form is very straightforward. The difference between joint and sole or joint and primary is a legal question that's beyond the scope of this video. All right, once you have that form completed, download it or print it as a PDF and then sign it and file it. We're now going to navigate back to the Maryland Court's website. And now we're looking for the financial statement. We're going to click apply. And that's going to bring up the several financial statements that are available in the courts. The two that concern child custody cases are the two that are listed here, CCDR 030 and CCDR 031. Only one of these forms needs to be filed. Which one needs to be filed is a question of how much combined income there is between both parents. If the combined monthly income of both parents is $30,000 or less per month, then you would use the CCDR 030. If the combined financial income of both parents is more than $30,000, then you would use the CCDR 031. So we're going to start with CCDR 030. Again, here, there'll be a drop-down box to put in the county. All the other information is very straightforward. The two pieces that I think are helpful to raise here. If your pay stub, if you get paid every 2 weeks, then to calculate your monthly income, what you'll need to do is to take that pay, times it by 26, because people who get paid every 2 weeks get 26 paychecks. People who get paid twice a month only get 24. So for those that get paid every 2 weeks, times your regular paycheck by 26 and then divide it by 12. And that's what you'll put in for your monthly income. And as stated here, the monthly income is before taxes or any deductions. The only other thing that's somewhat confusing on this form concerns health insurance premiums. What the information that's required here is the cost that is incurred for the child, not the total amount. And what I mean by that is if you had no children and you had health insurance that was $200 a month for just you, but once you move to a family plan to cover your children, the cost only goes up to $300. Then it's the $100 difference that would go in this box, not the full amount. All other expenses are very straightforward here, and there's some additional definitions there. All right, so now we're going to navigate back and look at the form for cases where the parties earn more than $30,000 per month. In those situations, the court takes a more holistic review of the parties' situations to determine what kind of expenses and income there is and how much is an appropriate amount for child support. This form is straightforward, but there's a few things that often trip people up. And those typically come into play when there's questions about, for instance, the cost of car maintenance or the cost of gifts. It's very frequent to see people put in here, let's say, $1,000 next to gifts. And in their minds and what they're thinking about is that between Christmas and birthdays, they spend $1,000 a year. Well, since this is being reported as monthly expenses, you need to divide that $1,000 by 12 so it comes up with the correct number for your monthly expense. For irregular things like auto repairs or vehicle maintenance and that sort of thing, you would want to do those on a averaged out basis. So if you sort of typically have or anticipate, you know, a $2,000 repair, divide that by 12 and then list in that monthly amount. And that would be what's required for this form. Complete it entirely. And at the bottom, there's information that you want to pull from your pay stub or LES, which would be the deductions out of your pay. So starting with the gross and then pulling out the withholdings and that sort of thing. Our clients often ask, does VA disability get included here? And it does. It's income from all sources. All right, so now when you're filling out a form that has that much private information on it, it's necessary to also file a notice of restricted information, so the court knows they need to keep that form safe and secure. That form is under MDJ 008, and it's listed here, and I found this form by searching restricted. I'm going to open that up. And you would click Circuit Court. Since this is a multi-court form, you'll click Circuit Court, use the drop down for the county, list in the court's address right here. And then there's lots and lots of boxes here. For this purpose, you're going to click Financial Statement. And because there's a box specifically for child custody, child support filings. So you click Financial Statement, and then you would go ahead. I always fill this out. The information consists of financial statement and then your name and information. And that's all that's required for that form. And then the last form that you need is the Civil Domestic Case Information Report. So I'm going to search case information. I think that will get us what we're looking for. Went too far. There we go. The civil domestic. So domestic in Maryland state law parlance means family law. Non-domestic means cases other than family law. The form number here is CCDCM001. So we're going to click on that. And you can see this form here. And this is all self-explanatory. Don't forget the drop box. If you don't have an attorney, don't worry about filling that out. Of course, if you have an attorney, they'll fill this out. You are going to click original because that's what this video concerns. The other questions, answer those to the best of your ability. As far as the estimated time for a hearing, you know, if you think there's no real issues, then you can put 1 hour. If you think there's a lot of issues and it's going to be a hotly contested case, it's generally advisable to put at least 1 day. And then you would put your information in there. All right. That concludes the information for this video. If you'd like to contact Patriots Law Group, please visit our website at www.patriotslaw.com or call 301-952-9000. We are available for family law consults. We have locations and attorneys. We have locations in Maryland and Virginia and attorneys that handle cases under Maryland, Virginia, New York, and Texas law at this time. Thank you very much. Have a great day.